like the rules are the rules. There's lines and limits and all this stuff. And you know, as a player, when you go over the line. And the first thing you do if there's a referee is you go, oh, did the ref see it? Did the ref, what? Oh. And the game then becomes about, like, what actually can you get away with?
Hello, gentlefolk of the internet. Welcome to the Kindness Economy. Cultivating the mindset that kindness, in and of itself, is a resource. This week, what's the spirit of the game?
Hey, hello,
it's recording.
Gentle folk of the internet. Welcome to the Kindness Economy. Doing business from the heart outward.
That is a thing we do.
Virtual. Again. How are you doing?
Pretty good for current values of good. Like it's here. We are not leaving the house. Like we leave for groceries.
Same.
We go walk in the morning.
I have to figure out my curbside pickup for the weekend because they do that at the ferry building now. So I can, I can curbside pick up some stuff, which is not most of, but it's like some of my breakfast items. Like we like to get some fresh bread over there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we leave. I have to leave the house once a day for the kids.
Yes.
To get them some kind of an exercise thing. It's super fun. It's super fun. Like I loved watching, like I have one limbic kid that they are super stoked about a sport ball game. And I bought the kids a sport ball, like a real one. Because like their coordination level is at soccer. And that's sort of one of the things I learned, like why we start them at soccer is because they're not very good at being coordinated. And so, soccer is a easy enough sport to play if you accept a super high score because no one knows what they're doing.
Okay. Everybody run
around, get the ball. It's super fun. And they love it. And they dribbling the ball back to the car and I don't want the ball up there. Can I sit with the ball? Yes, you may, child. Here's the ball. It's beautiful. I'm just low-key weepy. Just my butch heart explodes.
Oh.
It's amazing. Anything else I should know about?
I'm trying to think about that. Stuff has just been here. We've been getting groceries, going for walks, going for bike rides, doing a lot of exploration in the neighborhood. So I've been able, in doing the exploration, I've also been doing history research through architecture because I'm that kind of dork. There's a whole section of historical books and architecture books back there because I like looking.
That's awesome. Because there's been a whole 100 years before whatever the fuck happened right now.
Yeah, I mean, the built environment will tell you a lot of things if you slow down enough to look at it. Mm-hmm. But that's it.
Are we ready to? Yeah, we both put them up at the same time.
We both have tarot cards.
Nice. We're gonna do 2 cards this time, so everybody does a thing. I'm just gonna cut and up.
Okay.
Whoop. Okay, so I got. Is that 9 of Swords, the Roman numerals.
Okay.
Making me bad at math.
What do I have? Ooh, I got the Priestess.
Okay. I'm going to look this up. Okay. You're going to look yours up?
Yes.
And I did leave the book here for myself. I was clever.
Go ahead, future self or past self.
Swords. Yeah, the time. It's a 6-4. Oh, God. Roman numerals. They did not want you to know how to do math. There it is. I found mine.
I got mine.
Perfect.
All right.
Do you want to start? Do you want me to start? What up?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Sign, planet, Jupiter in Libra. Themes, rest, recuperation, withdrawal, meditation. That sounds very familiar. Affirmation. By being still, I gain strength and inner clarity. Awesome. Meaning. Temporarily disengaging from less than ideal situations in order to recover is the meaning of self-care. Here it means taking time out to reconnect to a sense of inner peace. But it can also mean isolating oneself and simply waiting for someone else to pull you back out. The difference is in the intention. Are you taking the right steps to recover from the literal or physical injury? Or to reassess your approach? Perfect. You'll be able to go back to normal life, all the better for it. What's normal life anymore? I don't know. I don't remember that.
Normal.
We're not going to worry about the reverse, but this is the overclocked version. So many of us are beyond exhausted. I did actually pull it upside down, and maybe we are overclocked. Let's just read on. But it's those who feel like they have no choice but to keep fighting forward that are at risk of losing their conviction, their belief in the point of it all. But that kind of faith is exactly what you may need to muster to deal with the potential negative consequences of not letting yourself rest. Don't let yourself get sick or lose your sense of joy and purpose. It's not worth it, but it's also never too late to address. Self-care. We have one last chunk here. Next time you get an opportunity, go to bed early or sleep in late. Restore some balance to your metaphorical scales by letting yourself sleep deeply. Don't look at your phone. Don't get distracted. Just lie there with no goal but pure rest. Use that time to think about how you can carve out more pockets of rest, however small, within your everyday life. Also, looking at the card, it's like someone taking a little nap.
A nap.
And if they were to get up, they would get stabbed.
So
look, I could have, I do work with children. I could have counted the knives on the card and look, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 knives.
4 knives. Wow.
And like the one laying down with them is like, this is a good knife. And if you get up, there's 3 knives waiting to stab you in the face. Cool.
Appropriate.
So
that sounds like
that feels
very relevant.
That feels very now.
So yeah, I've got the Priestess. I've got the Cheimonette Tarot by Eden Gallanter. So let me read that. Oh, the Priestess and the Priest represent 2 opposite views on the self and of the retention or relinquishment of power over it. The Priestess follows her own counsel above all others and rides the currents of her internal seascape without trying to direct its inclinations. She accepts the tides of her emotional and irrational self as wiser than her conscious mind and takes her cues from her intuition rather than from outside guidance. She is asleep inside herself. The pattern on her body forms a spiral, like the arms of a galaxy spreading outward from her flesh. The towers of her throne are the towers in the moon card, seen from the opposite side. The arch of stones in between them is her spine. The red nebula in the sky behind her is her heart, and the black curves crossing it are her ribs. Her body is much like the changes in the weather or in a landscape, something outside her control and beyond the reaches of her intention. She must listen to the inclinations of her mind and body, choose the course of her life from what they have to teach her. It is not that she allows them to master her, it's that she takes her own path of least resistance, harmonizing with the tendencies of the subconscious.
That sounds also...
Yeah.
I like this card game.
Yeah. It has a lot. It says a lot.
So our Rantafesto today is going to be about the spirit of the game. And one of the podcasts that I heard from Seth Godin from the same title, Spirit of the Game, the rule in Ultimate Frisbee, there's no referees in Ultimate Frisbee. And in a lot of sports, the referee sort of plays this really weird role of like the enforcer of the rules. So when you're playing sports with a referee, as a player, what you end up doing is it's just like, like the rules are the rules. There's lines and limits and all this stuff. And you know, as a player, when you go over the line. And the first thing you do if there's a referee is you go, oh, did the ref see it? Did the ref, what? Oh. And the game then becomes about like, what actually can you get away with versus playing to the spirit of the game. And when you're playing to the spirit of the game, you know you went over the line, you call your own foul. You show up and you know right from wrong, and you go over the line, you have an interest in wanting to know it was done right. And playing in the spirit of the game means you are gonna, you know when you fucked up. You want to know when you fucked up. Because that's the game. But we've been playing this other game, this like, oh, did they see it? You know? And why I want to talk about this now is because I feel like as things are changing around us now, we can see the effects of the regulator regulating game, which is the sort of the referee of business, right? The regulators. And when you make a mistake, you dump something somewhere you're not supposed to. Like, hey, anybody see that? Okay, we're fine. Doing business in the kindness economy means that we care. You have to care about the outcome and the impact of where you dump your shit. You know when you fucked up. And you know what? Sometimes you don't. And you got to be open to hearing somebody say, hey, oh my God, dude, we made a terrible mistake. And not in a you're fucking fired kind of way. And let's sit down and figure out what happened. And let's not do that again. It should be how we're doing things. It's not. And we're going to see, we are already seeing the what we can get away with. And we're still managing, the leadership of the United States is still managing the coronavirus in this same what can we get away with kind of position. That's I'm a little fucked up about that.
You are not alone in that.
And we're just getting started. We're just getting started because we're not really managing it like grown-ups. We're seeing how tight we can make the margins. And that's not where you put the margin, bro. Put the margin on the other side. Ugh.
I mean, yeah. But the place my head went with the whole spirit of the game was the game is changing.
Mm-hmm.
And when there's that devotion to learning the rules as thoroughly as you can in order to game them, in order to figure out where all the loopholes are, how can I make this work to my advantage? What can I get away with? And as I'm saying this, I'm thinking about the entire philanthropic industrial complex and how it's built on all the loopholes in the tax code. It's built on that. And it's those kind of things, how well can we learn this? And then how can we turn it to our advantage? Mm-hmm. It's a thing people do. But we're at the point now where it feels like things are changing as we sit here right now. Things are changing. The terrain is shifting under our feet as we are trudging along or not trudging along. So all of the cheating and did I get away with this? What can I get away with? Is very quickly approaching irrelevancy. That doesn't mean it's not frustrating, and it doesn't mean it's not enraging.
Enraging as fuck, dude. It's fucking
what the fuck. But there's also that you're
playing a fucked up game. Yeah. That.
Go ahead, go, knock yourself out. There's a clip.
We're for sure the parasite killing the host right now. Bro, I feel you. You got to work out some kind of symbiotic shit, bro. You can't kill the host.
And yeah, they're not.
They're not hearing me.
They're not getting it.
They don't listen to this show.
maybe they need to hear it. I don't know. But one of the other things I was thinking about, and the woman's name is, I think it's pronounced Asia Barber. I follow, well, I like fashion, damn it.
I'm learning to appreciate that.
But fashion is something that is like driven, fashion as it exists now is something that is driven on consumption.
Absolutely.
How quickly can you do it? How quickly can
Absolutely.
you?
It's the number one or number two most destructive to the environment industries.
Yes. Yes, it is. And this is going to loop around and come back. In working with clients over the past 6 weeks, 8 weeks, there's been this constant stream of where do I'm at home, I'm decluttering, I'm getting rid of things, where do I take it? And you sit with it. Like you get to sit in your home with these things, and there's this impulse to like get it out, to dump it.
This is the part where you lay with it. The part you made a bed and now you lay with it. Yeah, this is that part.
You decided to get this. Hang out with it for a minute. But there is an increase in incidents of dumping because
there's nowhere to put it.
Stuff. So Asia Barber this morning posted this amazing post like, please stop dumping your shit on the on the curb. Like you are being like the small scale version of the shit everybody's yelling about. Like, you got this. Wait, just wait, and then get together with your friends. Have a clothing swap. Have a book swap. Figure something out. But if you just put shit out on the curb, you're not solving anything. You're just punting the problem down the road. So it's something that I think is having an impact from the like macro scale down to the personal, the micro scale. And that's, like, I'm looking at it through the lens of fashion because it's like a lot of clothes, but it applies to so many things across the board. Like that bad behavior is contagious.
Yeah. You see your neighbors do it. You're like, oh, I'll just blah, 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 blah. Like,
yeah.
Doing the right thing is always the right thing. Just because we've been doing it terribly doesn't give you a license to continue doing it terribly. You can do it better.
Yeah, let's
take a moment and think about what it would look like if we did better. What? I know. The other thing
visual with this.
I don't know how to make it as visual. Are you just trying to hide your martini there? Is that what's happening?
No.
That's fine.
Carry on.
What was I going to say?
But seeing others doing fucked up things, it's like, oh, I can get away with it. It's that, oh, I can get away with it again.
Yeah, it only stops when people stop. And it might as well stop with you. We know better.
That.
Eventually it has to, yes. That wasn't what it was, but that's a good soundbite. The thing that's different about the change happening right now, like this is not new. Humans have been hit with plagues, and rich people have fucked over poor people, and there's systemic bullshit all the time. That's been a thing forever. What's different is our ability to see it, right? Like we would not have been able to, like colonizers did the exact same thing to the Inca that they did to the fucking Aztecs. Exact same thing. They did the exact same thing to India. The exact same thing. Like the same bullshit. And what we have right now with the internet is this ability, and for those that don't understand history, what happened was, so there's a giant, beautiful empire, people doing their thing, they got a whole, whatever their situation is, colonizers come in and they're like, these aren't real people. I don't really acknowledge these as actual people. And so they see that there's somebody in charge. They find people bitter that that person is in charge. Tell those people, hey man, make a deal with us. It's going to be awesome. Help us overthrow your bro over there. And they do. The colonizers lied, and everybody gets fucked. And then they They did that to the Aztecs. They come back 200 years later. They do that to the Incas. They come back like 100 years later, and they do it in India. That's how we did it. Yeah. And no way in fucking hell any of that could have happened if there was a record someone could see about that shit, what happened the first time. Or even the second time.
Like, they're going to come, they're going to tell you this.
It's going to come with some bullshit. Black. So your bullshit works until it doesn't. Because you know what happens when you keep fucking people over? They go to their friends and they're like, yo, that sucked. Yo, that was some shit. Don't fuck with that. Don't fuck with that. And now's what's coming up. We're seeing who's good to their employees right now, or who just wants to make money. Mm-hmm. We're seeing who actually, put themselves in a position to actually give a fuck. And the people that are like, I'm fucked. People forcing their people back to work in unsafe conditions. This is not having adults in charge. I really hope I'm wrong. Mostly is what I'm saying. I hope I'm wrong. Fingers crossed I'm wrong, y'all. But here's the thing. What? Our important takeaways, I believe, are that community is coming back to hot. We're gonna make community hot again. Because that's what you got. That's what you gotta have.
Yeah. I mean, going out for my walks every morning, like, you see everybody in the neighborhood and, like, you speak. Everybody says good morning to everybody else. I love it. And
because they're all your neighbors right now.
Oh, yeah. Like, they're all like you. I see you every morning. Hey.
Uh-huh. You know these people now. You've been home for like 6-7 weeks now. You're like, oh, yeah, for sure. I know all these people. These are the people in your neighborhood. What? Holy shit.
Man, Mr. Rogers was on to something.
Dude.
I could go
I love that man so hard.
Mr. Rogers is my North Star. I could go on for a minute about him. Mm-hmm. Like that. I aspire to hold and wield my rage as righteously as Mr. Rogers did.
I believe that is actually a perfect closer right there. I wish for all of us the wisdom to, like, what would Mr. Rogers do?
Oh, yes.
That is how we're going to have to move forward in the world. It's like, what would Mr. Rogers do?
You'd say, this is uncomfortable and scary. Mm-hmm. You would not flinch from that.
No. Oh, no.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, he doesn't flinch from pain.
How do you feel?
Hopeful.
Yeah. I love Mr. Rogers. That's going to be awesome.
Oh, no, he is my North Star. I'm not kidding.
We can North Star out of there with this. All right. So that is how I am taking care of myself and the people and the world around me. Yeah. I hope you are taking excellent care of the people, yourself, and the world around you.
Oh, yeah. What was it we said last week? Self-care is relationship seeds or something?
Oh, God. Plant all the seeds.
Yes.
Plant all the
seeds.
Take care. Plant relationship seeds. Nurture those little. Love that thing. I'll see you in the future.
Oh, peace, y'all. Peace.